party, one here. One's good.
I'd actually like to ask a question actually on that last issue. I'd like to ask both candidates who may possibly will be elected with the group of councillors, and they could be from either side, if you want to use that term. How will you respect each candidate, elected councillors' point of view? Will you respect their independence, and will you respect the way they go about their job? Now, that's a very interesting, but I think you both need to think about that whatever happens, there will be changes, and you need to deal with that. How will you do it?
How did you do it?
Thank you, Laura. It's a good question. And frankly, having been in a distinct minority in the last 4 years, I totally appreciate what Barbara Townsend is saying. And I think I've actually demonstrated that in my behaviour in the last 4 years, that we do have to respect other people's views. We don't need to make personal attacks when we don't agree. And that is, in fact, how you can be conciliatory and how you can bring people to the table, where you allow them to speak and when you allow them to come to the table. That doesn't always happen. The reality is a good leader will have an open door for everyone, and politics is the art of compromise. So you shouldn't be shooting down people and flames when they don't agree with you. And frankly, I know what that's like. And you're right, they have to be independent. One of the issues that we have in our current system in Redlands is we have 10 divisions. It is difficult because although we represent the whole city under the legislation of the Local Government Act, we're obviously incumbent to our people who vote for us. But what I'm saying to you is you have to have an open mind. Independence is crucial, and I think that's what you would expect. I certainly don't have a group of candidates. I do have 5 or 6 things that I want them to subscribe to because that's what you've told me are important to you as the city. And I can't deliver that, I know, because I'm one vote. And so I've asked them to tell me and to tell you whether they support that. And to me, at least we know 5 issues that should get a Guernsey without any ridicule, without any personality attacks, and without any difficulty for you to understand where those votes came from when we make those changes. Does that answer your question, Barbara?
Thanks, because I think I can honestly say I have had an open door policy. In fact, I never shut my door, and very rare cases. It is a really important role for the mayor to be able to pull a team together. But the team or the group of players, and they don't start as a team, they are a group of independents. They need to want to be part of the team. They need to want to be part of the team, and that's a pretty good point. If you don't want to be part of the team, well, and you don't want to join in those activities, those discussions, not all of which take place in council. Heavens above, our general meetings would go till midnight if that was the case. So it's about a willingness to be part of the team and be part of to work together. It's about then working through that process, and I'll be the first to admit that it takes some time to get used to the fact that you've got 10 independent councillors who've all got people at their doors saying, why haven't you done? I had someone today complaining about a particular area because some fungus had grown through the grass. Each one of them has their own residents on their back. So it's about pulling them together to see the whole picture for the city. Look, I think we have done that in terms of pulling a group of people together to focus on more issues. More time in council and in workshops has been spent on Southern Moreton Bay issues than any other particular issue. And that's because the councillors have been prepared to learn, been prepared to share, and been prepared to discuss. So that is a critical. You have to want to be part of the players in the team. And then there's a learning process for the team going through. And yes, there will be disputes. As I said, the clock fell off on the wall one day when the door was slammed, not by myself, but by another councillor. But it's all part of the process. And that would be one of my first goals, because we know that we will have at least 3 new councillors. And the first thing is to sit down with them and to sit down with the other councillors and say, how are we going to work to respect our independence, to respect the fact that each of them have another 9,000 or 10,000 people baying at them for an expenditure in dollars. How are we going to do this so that we have the single focus is what is best for the Redlands? That's what I'm here for, what is best for the Redlands. And that is about sitting down and talking openly about how we're going to do this. And I think we have an opportunity to be able to do that. We will have 3 new councillors, and we have other councillors, if they are re-elected, who are focused on working together in good debate, good discussion, robust debate, but coming out with an outcome for all of you. And that's a really important one. And that applies to our finances as well. We have to be responsible. Of course I can put my hand up and say, oh, cap rates. I mean, anybody to say. But then when the council, it costs them an extra 7.5% on their rates for the construction CPI, because we build roads and we do construction work, who's going to pay the difference? We've got to have a dose of realism here. I would love to say cap rates at CPI. We've said no more than 4.5%. But we have to be financially responsible. We've cut our goods and services, but we still have to buy those things to build roads. And I'm sorry, they don't go up at CPI. They might next year, but the year before last they went up at 7.5%. So we've got to be responsible. And it's about councillors being prepared to face up to the issues and at times make the hard decisions. And I don't resolve from having to do that. We have to make hard decisions sometimes. That's why we're elected.